Hello and welcome DaVinci families to a quick tutorial on how to submit a free and reduced meal application online. All right, let's get started. Our website is mymealtime.com and this is where it would take you. As you can tell, there's two boxes here, the white box and the orange box. The white box is if you want to set up an account with Mealtime in order to monitor your students' meals or to make payments or to send you notifications of, you can set up notifications to send you reminders of when payments are due. But what we're doing right now, we're going to concentrate on how to apply online. And we would do you either click on this box or click on the one up here. So go ahead and click on it. And here is the page that you need to go to. Now for new families, you are going to have to create a new profile. And that's meaning that you're going to have to create a username and password. Just go ahead and follow those easy instructions and you'll be set right away. If you're a returning family and you've forgotten your password, you could go ahead and click here and email will be sent to you to verify your passwords. And then if you're a family that is Spanish speaking and want to do the whole application in Spanish, then you could go on here where it says en español and just follow the instructions. And here you have more, like if you need more information, you can click on here, or here it will take you back to create a cafeteria account, which is, where you set up notification and payments. All right. A couple more things before we get started. You're going to need a few information. The first thing you will need is your students' ID numbers, and those are usually handed out to students in their class schedule that either they were emailed or they will be picking up, or they picked up prior to the first day of school. If anything, you can ask your students for that. They are made aware that that number is their number for the rest of their high school life, and that's a number they should get familiar with. The second thing that you need to have ready is knowledge of your income, and that would be the gross net of what you make for anybody that's in your home, and it would be before taxes. And the other thing is if you receive any assistance from the state like CalFresh or Medi-Cal, those case numbers are something that you're going to need before we start the application. So, okay, let's get started. Let's sign in. Let's see if it works here. Okay, so this page here, if you're a returning family, you're going to be able to see your past applications here. Or if you say you started an application and you didn't have all the information available, you can certainly stop the progress and come back to it and then continue the progress on that one application. All right, for right now, we're going to start a new application. So just click here. The state is California, and this is for DaVinci Schools. So we're going to go down here and look at DaVinci Schools, and then you hit the this arrow that continues. Okay, and here you might want to read some of this information of what the reduced meal application is, and the eligibility, I think, is on here as well. Okay, so here on this, it's going to ask you to choose your type of application that you're filing. If you're receiving assistance like CalFresh or CalWorks, and it is, then you would click this button. But if you are just completing the application through household income, then you would click here, and this is what we're going to be doing today. All right, so go ahead and click that and then hit continue. And then it's just asking you to read here, and this is the first step, is your students' information. So this is only for the students for DaVinci Schools. It's not for any of your students that may be continuing onto other schools, or even with Weisburn School District. That is a completely different application that you need to fill out for Weisburn. Okay, so let's get started here. Okay, so the first name of your student, and mine is Johnny. So it'd only be the first name, so don't put the last name, and then their student ID number. All right, so then let's go. This is the ID number is what's going to connect you to your student. So you need that. Okay, so now you need to write down their birthdays, on here, and it's 07, let's say 24, 2007, and he's attending Da Vinci Design. In the grade level, he's in 9th grade. Okay, and then they want to know if this student qualifies as any of these others. And if they don't qualify, so then you just say none, and then you go ahead. Okay, so now here they're asking you whether your student, whether he has any kind of income, and they want to know how often he gets paid. Most high school kids don't have income, but if they do have, like if you do receive support or alimony for the child, then you would put it here, any kind of pension for the child. And remember, this is only for the student. So if you don't receive any of this for the student, then you don't have to put anything on here. But if you would have, you can click down on here and see how often they would get paid for. But our student right now doesn't receive any income, so then we'll just hit no income. And then we hit go ahead. And then they ask you to review. Do you want to make sure that this is all the information for Johnny Doe and that this is correct? And if it is, you go ahead. If you have another student here with Da Vinci and you're applying for them, then this is where you would submit another student. Okay, or if there's any changes, then you would hit edit and it would go back. But if you have another student, let's say he has a sister or another brother or a twin, then you would go ahead and add the other student here. If we're done, then we go ahead and hit continue. And now here is step 2. This is the household information. So it tells you here what you need to do. So let's go ahead and click. Okay, so the first house member, you're probably going to write, your name down. You're the first person, right? So let's do okay, so let's go. Okay, so let's say this is the mom, and let's say she does 10,000 just for the sake of it, and we're going to say that she gets paid 10,000 annually. Okay, so that takes care of the mom. So now let's say we're going to move forward, and there's the moms. Okay, and then you want to add an additional member. Okay, let's do John Doe. He's the dad, right? And they want to know this is an adult. So we want to put down he's an adult, and then we hit OK. And let's say he does 45,000 a year. Okay. Or let's say maybe we don't want to say 45,000. Let's say he brings home 1,200 every 2 weeks. So we'll do every 2 weeks, and that's what we'll do. And then hit OK. So, and then you double check it, make sure that everything's good, and this is what your income level is before taxes. And let's say you want to add another student. Let's say you have a student in another school. And another student could be a student in at the university that's still, they're still living with you, but they're still attending school. Let's say that you have a grandma or grandpa that's living with you. That's certainly another person that you can put in here. Let's say you have an aunt and uncle that might be living with you. So anybody that lives under your household, you would put in here. Right now, I'm going ahead and add, let's see, David Doe. And he is a child under 18. And he's a student, so he has no benefits, or, he doesn't receive any income. So we're going to go ahead and say no income and go ahead and add him. So this is what you would do to add any family members, any other student that does not go to Da Vinci schools. You would add them on this section, okay, on the family. So now that we reviewed it, let's go ahead and move forward. Okay, and this is just general information that they want. It's your mailing address, your phone number, Social Security number is very important, unless the last 4 digits, or if you don't have one, there's a spot where you can choose not to put one in, and then all these other ones are optional. But so let's go ahead and move forward. Okay, so the signing adult would be Jane, and the mailing address would be one. Let's do Hawthorne because that's where most of us are from. And then a phone number. This is very important in case we have any information that we need from you. Okay, and what is the total of number of people living in your house? So the total should be everybody that you put down, right? So I put down 3 people, so 3 people would be the total. Oh, sorry, so that'd be 4. I forgot to include our students. Okay, so here's where you're going to add the Social Security number. If, like I said, if you have the last 4 digits of your Social Security, that's all we need. Or you can click here if you don't want to share one. Please remember that all this information is confidential. Nothing is going to be given to anybody, or nobody on staff will be seeing this other than the person, you know, or the state when they come and do verifications will be seeing it. But that's really it. Nobody else. Okay, and here this is optional if you want to go ahead and let us know what your ethnic group is. You don't have to, but it's very good data for us when we do need to when we're signing up for grants from different types of grants that we like to assign for to get money for the school for our students. So it's up to you if you want to go ahead and give us this information. If not, just move forward. And then 2 is the confirmation. Step 4 is the confirmation. And here is where you get a chance to go ahead and review. This is the child that's attending our school. This is the family members, where we have Jane, mom and dad, and the child, and no income, and there's income. Okay, and then here is the signature. We chose Jane Doe as being the person signing, so we want to go ahead and sign this. If this is not signed, the application will not go through. So we want to make sure that this is correct. Here's the mailing address, and then you have another chance to redo this if you want to. If not, then we go ahead and submit now. Okay, and this is just asking you to make sure if you want to submit it, and we're going to say yes. And this is it. So after this, we will get the information over on our side if you what you qualified for, if you did and if you did not. And also we will go ahead and send you either the confirmation over email or via regular mail. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at meals@davincischools.org. Thank you so much. Goodbye.